Welcome back, everyone, to Elements of Justice, crusading for a turnabout. As you can see, I'm fresh and clean, and I am more than ready to get back into this. So, without any further ado, let's hit it. We're in the Detention Center.
Wow. This place looks rather gloomy.
I don't know, it looks a lot brighter and nicer than it did last time.
Here.
Yeah, it's not exactly the most pleasant experience, that's for sure. But that's why it's important we prove Scootaloo's innocence and get her out of here as soon as possible.
Who is the... Aww.
Apple Bloom! How are you holding up? Are they treating you fine? Yeah, I'm okay. Most of the guards have been really nice. Except for one. But they've got me locked up in this tiny cell. I can't stand it. I need to get out and take my scooter for a joyride to stretch my wings.
Don't you worry, Miss Scootaloo. We're going to get you out of this.
Aren't you one of those human things?
Yeah, I guess? I'm a defense attorney.
What else are you,
I'm here
Athena?
to offer my assistance and defend you in court.
Are they seriously accusing me of murdering that stallion?
It looks that way.
Don't worry, Scootaloo. We're here to support
Also,
you
I
and get you
noticed
through
when I
this.
was reviewing one of the...
You're that human from last time, right? The one that held Rainbow Dash.
When I was reviewing one of the
Yes.
earlier videos in this,
I don't think
I
we
have
were
a
properly introduced. were we?
strange habit
My name's
of
Phoenix Wright.
that I've never
This
noticed
pretty
before,
young lady is one of the lawyers
of
who works in my law firm.
reading
Yep.
under my
Athena
breath
Sykes is...
the
So you're here to defend me then, Mr. Wright?
subtitles.
Well, actually, Athena here was going to be the one to lead your case. I was just going to be her aide.
Yeah, I was hoping...
But you're the one who saved Rainbow Dash, right? I want you to defend me.
Scootaloo, Rainbow Dash agreed to let Athena handle the case.
She did?
Uh-huh. So I think you should at least consider letting Miss Sykes defend you.
Okay.
Athena, don't you have some questions you'd like to ask Miss Scootaloo?
Huh? Oh, right. So, Scootaloo, have your parents been here to visit you yet?
That's a...
No, and they probably won't be coming.
That's not a good question.
Why not?
They're off on an assignment at the moment. My parents study dangerous creatures and rare plants. Their research helps to forward equestrian science and medicine.
Wow. Your parents really are something else.
Yeah, just not good parents.
Thanks. Don't tell any pony I said this, but they actually used to be part of some sort of secret monster agency in Canterlot.
Wait,
When
You
it was
mean
shut
Smile?
down years and years back, they moved to Ponyville and had me. They never
They worked
lost
for
their love for
Bonbon?
their job, though. So they started assisting
I mean, I'm
a
sure
bunch
this is
of
just
research
headcanon,
institutes
but
with their
that's
studies.
awesome.
Unfortunately, that means that they don't really spend that much time with me.
So, who do you live with then?
Her aunts?
My aunts, for the most part. Though there are some other ponies in Ponyville who agree to watch over me when my aunts can't make it to town.
I see.
But I always write to my parents whenever I get the chance. I tell them what's been happening with me, and they tell me all about the exciting adventures they've been on. Oh, speaking of which, Scoots, Miss Stamp delivered another letter from them. She told me to bring it to you. Really? Thanks, Apple Bloom.
Poor
Why don't you
Scoots.
hand it over to that guard over there, Apple Bloom? He'll make sure it gets to Scootaloo.
Okay, Twilight.
So, Scootaloo, did you know the pony that was killed? His name was Royal Order, a member of the Royal Guard. He had a
Turning
son
Page,
named
right.
Turning Page. I'm sure you remember him, right? He was the one battling against those guards for you earlier today. We met up with him again after that. You two have something in common, you know? You both have a parental figure you really look up to.
Yeah, I guess. Is he doing okay?
He's fine. For now. The death of his father has greatly impacted him, but he's strong. He's carrying on as best he can.
Nice to know you can tell
That's
that
good to
the
hear.
day after it happened.
So you must be close friends with him then, I take it?
What makes you say that?
Well, you're clearly concerned about him. Not to mention the fact that he was fighting off several guards in order to save you from being arrested.
Kid's got a future.
It kind of gives off the impression that you're connected in some way. Am I wrong?
Turning and I know each other, yes. But that's all. We're just acquaintances. We only see each other around town from time to time.
That's all?
Yeah. It's not that strange for fillies and coats living in a small town like Ponyville to be familiar with each other, right?
I guess not.
I feel like the voice actor for
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Scootaloo.
Scootaloo's lying.
Huh? How can you... Wait. Did those locks appear?
Yeah, my Magatama activated. The same thing happened earlier today when she claimed that she had never gone to the Everfree Forest.
You think her knowing Turning and her relation to this case might be connected?
What was it?
Possible.
The voice actor for
Cyclops
Scootaloo
can
sounds like
appear
she'd do
whenever
better
someone is hiding a secret of any kind.
doing
There's
Spitfire.
even a chance that multiple
Her
sets
voice
of
is
locks could
really
be unrelated,
deep.
but I don't think that's the case here. I'm pretty sure the locks I'm seeing now are the same as the ones I saw from this morning. You don't mind, Athena, I'd like to take over Scootaloo's questioning for a moment. I'll see if I can't break these locks of hers.
Sure. Go ahead, boss.
Thank you.
And poof, we are now Phoenix.
Scootaloo, tell me one more time, how do you know Turning Page?
What? I just told you, we're just acquaintances. We've barely interacted at all.
We have the evidence to do this. Let's do this. It's been a while since I've seen one of these. These are always cool.
Alright, time to see what secrets these locks are hiding. Sorry, Scootaloo, but I don't think you're being truthful with us.
What? You think I'm lying?
Turning Page seems to be far more than just a mere acquaintance to you. After all, he was fighting very hard to prevent you from being arrested.
That's just the kind of colt he is. He wants to be just like his father, protecting the innocent ponies of Equestria from danger.
Either Spitfire or
fighting for
Fleetfoot.
justice and peace. He'd do the same for any pony, right?
She needs to get a lisp going.
That alone isn't proof enough to say that he knows you all that well. However, you seem to know an awful lot about him and his ideals. I don't think that's the kind of info you can just pick up on by virtue of living in the same small town. You and he have not only met, but you've clearly had at least one conversation with him before.
Yeah? That's because we go to the same school. Yeah.
Oh?
Yes. Ponyville only has one school, so we share some classes. That's how I learned all that stuff about him.
I hate to break it to you, Scootaloo, but that's also not possible.
He's
Why
homeschooled.
not?
Because Turning Page doesn't go to school. We heard it straight from the horse's mouth. Literally. So, you couldn't have learned anything about him from there.
Ugh, fine. How do you think we know each other then?
I forgot about that
I'm
part.
glad you asked, Scootaloo. Take that!
You know shit's getting
Does
real
this
when
ribbon
the
look
text turns
familiar to
green.
you?
Ah yeah, the reference to my little
It's the
investigations
ribbon
that I
you
missed
gave
in the
Turning
first
Page
one.
after he stood up for you against a pair of bullies yesterday. You and he became friends after that encounter. Isn't that right? You gave him this ribbon as a thank you gift. I bet both of you spent some time getting to know each other afterwards. That's why he was so concerned about you this morning. After all, you became close friends with each other just the day before.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Lock broken? Lock broken.
After he stood up for me against those bullies, Turning and I
Still
hung
two to
out
go,
for a
though.
little while before his mom called him away. I gave him that ribbon to thank him for what he did. That's really all there is to it, though.
2 remaining locks say otherwise. We're just getting started. Unfortunately, Scootaloo, I don't think that's really all that happened.
What do you mean?
I'm certain that your connection with Turning has some relation to why you were in the forest last night.
Why are we still talking about this? I already said I never went in there.
And once again, I don't think you're being truthful with me. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly were you being bullied about?
Huh? I mean, it wasn't really anything all that serious. I could have handled things myself, but Turning came along and intervened.
Nothing serious, huh?
What is it now?
Well, I was just thinking back to what Turning said, how it proves that what you were facing was no little argument.
What do you mean?
I'm confident that your little encounter with the bullies was far more serious than you're letting on. Serious enough to invoke a physical fight between you and them.
No! There was no fight! We didn't have to fight anyone!
Sorry, Scootaloo, but this proves otherwise.
He broke his sword over one of their heads.
Turning
Yep.
sword?
Both times we saw him today, Turning was carrying this sword.
Yeah, but he always carries that sword around. It was a gift from his father.
I know, and it's a testament to just how much he loves his dad, seeing how he still carries it around, even though it's broken.
It's broken?
According to Turning, it broke during the fight with the bullies yesterday. So, tell me, Scootaloo, if there really was no fight, then how did the sword break during the incident with the bullies?
Yeah.
Tell me the truth. What happened between you and those bullies? If you won't tell me, then I'll just have to show you with evidence.
Take that!
Evidence?
This piece of evidence reveals the truth behind your encounter with the bullies yesterday. Take that!
A piece of paper?
Read what's written on it, and I'm sure you'll understand.
No!
You snuck into Carousel Boutique and stole one of the rolls of golden silk fabric.
Wait.
We found that golden silk in your wagon at the crime scene, attached to your scooter. I can only assume that means that you transported it there. Now why? Why did you do that? Why did you feel the need to steal from one of your friend's sisters and then take the stolen goods into the middle of the forest? There is only one answer I can think of. You were being blackmailed by these bullies, weren't you? And Turning Page,
really what's going on?
valiant royal guard in training that he is, would never let you face them alone, would he? You and he entered the forest together that night to meet those bullies and make the drop-off.
But that would...
Yes, I know. That would contradict what you and Turning have already said. Both of you implied that there was only one interaction you had with them, but that's not the case, is it?
What the fuck? Shit
In
just
truth,
got real.
You had 2 encounters with the bullies on that day. The first one was where Turning stood up for not just you, but the rest of the Cutie Mark Crusaders as well, correct? That would explain why Apple Bloom has been acting a little off throughout the entire investigation. The 3 of you became friends with Turning after the incident, but the bullies weren't done with you. Later that day, they blackmailed you all, and that led to the second encounter where you and Turning went into the forest to settle the deal. It was during this meeting that a fight broke out between you and them. Does that sound about right?
Wow.
Hmm?
You really are as
Oh
good as
god,
you said
she's
you
got that hero worship in her eyes again.
Scootaloo! Are you sure you want to be telling them all this? Well, it's not like we can really hide it anymore, Apple Bloom. Besides, Rainbow trusted Mr. Right enough to reveal our secrets to him. I think I should try to do the same.
So it's true then. You were blackmailed by these bullies you encountered yesterday.
Yes, we were.
If you don't mind, could you go over everything that happened yesterday, starting with when you first faced these bullies?
Yeah, that took a spin I was not expecting.
Sure. It was around noon yesterday.
Noon. We were already in Manhattan by then.
Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, and I were riding through town on my scooter and wagon, off to try and get our cutie marks and being explorers.
Exploring what exactly?
The castle ruins.
Suddenly, we were stopped by these 2 fillies who go to our school, Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon.
Those names sound familiar.
Before their reformation.
All this work will pay off someday. Just you wait. My friends and I are gonna get the best, most amazing marks any pony's ever seen. Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon will be laughing at us then.
So they're the bullies, you're blackmailing them, which is not something I would
That's
have
right.
expected them to do,
Apple
but...
Bloom mentioned them earlier today.
Those two fillies are always looking to tease us because we're the only ones in our class who haven't yet gotten our cutie marks.
We've pretty much learned to ignore them by now, but yesterday was different.
Whoa! Hey there, Blank Blanks. Nice capes you got there.
Oh, great.
Just ignore them, Scootaloo. Come on, let's get going. Hold up. You're not even going to admire the view for a little while? What's there to admire other than wherever you two aren't? Oh, sassy today, aren't we?
Those are good
We just thought
voices.
we'd be kind today and let you three admire our new dresses. Aren't they gorgeous? My mother got them for us, tailored just for the two of us between the biggest designers in Canterlot.
Your mother's a
When
bitch.
you actually have money, like us, you don't have to bother of making your own clothes, like you guys have clearly done with these drab
And then they show off the
You
silk
two do
lining.
realize that none of us are actually poor, right?
Yeah, in case you've forgotten, Diamond Tiara, your dad owes his current business to Sweet Apple Acres.
That's a good point.
Without us, you wouldn't have all that money.
I mean,
to
by
throw
medieval
around.
standards, the apples would be the lords of the village.
My parents donated all the extra money they earned to help fund a ton of science and research projects that help equestrian advancement.
None of them are
So,
poor.
if it weren't for that, I'd be living in luxury, just like you two.
And someday, you'll be ordering your special dresses from my sister Rarity. She's the one who made the fabric I used
Sweetie's
to create
voice is
these
just a
capes.
little
Oh,
nasally.
really?
It's not bad, but it's a little nasally.
This has any sort of future in.
And then they see the silk.
What's
Yeah.
that? I told you, it's the fabric my sister made. It took so long to make, but I think it adds just the right touch. Huh. Whatever, we don't care.
And-
It would add just the right touch, these new clothes. You'll let me borrow some, right? What? Of course not. This fabric is very special. Rarity only uses it for very important clients. Like I said, it takes a long time to make and it costs a lot of money. And yet, she was willing to waste a good amount of it to make these horrendous capes. That's where you're wrong. I did it myself, actually. Oh, did you now?
Uh-oh.
I see. We don't have time to chat with you all day, Diamond. We got Crusader business to attend to.
Yeah, we're going to get our cutie marks and being explorers. So, if you don't mind, we'll be on our way now.
Not so fast. Let me go, Diamond! No! Not until you give me some of that golden fabric! Hey, DT. I think maybe you're going a little too... What the hey? You! Look at what you've done! You've got my new dress all dirty!
You'll get no sympathy from me. Only cowards would dare prey upon those less fortunate than themselves. You have no one but yourself to blame.
You! How dare you!
If you wish to fight any pony, then I shall be your opponent. The unjust deserve to be punished, and I will not allow any harm to befall the innocent. As a future member of the Royal Guard, this is the creed I stand by.
Come on, DT. Let's get out of here. Ponies are
Wow.
starting to
Maybe he
stare,
should become
and
a Royal
I really
Guard.
need to get out of this dress.
They would definitely be much more effective.
Mark my words, cutie mark crusaders. This isn't over.
That's a weird face.
I can't
I don't know
believe
why
these
that
two
popped
would
into
go
my
so
head.
far as to steal from you.
Do their parents know about how they bully you three?
Silver Spoon's parents are doctors at Ponyville General Hospital, so they don't often spend time watching after their daughter. As for Diamond Tiara, her father's real busy managing his company, so her mother is the one who looks after her.
And she's a bitch.
And honestly, I don't think she really cares how Diamond treats us.
In fact, she actively encourages it.
Horrible. At least Turning was there to help you.
Yeah, I'm sure we could have handled the situation ourselves, but showing up like that was pretty awesome of him.
So what happened after that whole incident?
After Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon ran off.
You fillies okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Scootaloo's got a crush.
That was incredible! I've never seen some pony scare those two off so quickly before. It was no problem. Just doing what I can to help out. You certainly did that much. What's your name? Turning Page. Nice to meet you. I already know who you three are. You're the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Apple Bloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo. Huh? How do you know about us? How could I not know about the little sisters of Equestria's greatest heroes? Especially if I live in the same town as them.
Actually, I'm not really Rainbow Dash's sister.
But you two are so close that you might as well be sisters.
Ah, I see.
So, you
Turning
said that you were
Zabroni.
a member of the Royal Guard?
Uh-huh. My dad's a member, and I want to be just like him one day. That's why I practice with the sword he gave me whenever I get the chance. Have you guys ever been inside the Everfree Forest? It's such a thrill to take on the monsters in there.
Wow, that's awesome. I kind of want to do the same thing, actually. My parents go on lots of adventures.
Are you sure
all
about that?
over Equestria, fighting dangerous creatures and seeing all kinds of things ordinary ponies never get a chance to.
Your parents sound really brave.
Thanks. I hope one day that they'll take me with them on an expedition, though. I don't really get to see them as often as I'd like to.
I understand that feeling. My dad's always been given assignments, so he rarely ever comes home. And over the past year, for whatever reason, it's been getting worse.
Well, at least you still have your mom, right?
She and I don't really get along all that well.
Why's that?
She doesn't really want me to be practicing to be a royal guard all the time. She'd rather have me locked up in school.
Wait, you don't go to school?
Nope. Never have, never will. I don't need school to teach me a thing.
As someone who's
I
homeschooled,
can
I
learn
sympathize
all I
with
need
this.
to by getting out into the real world and experiencing it for myself.
Not quite that part.
Aw,
Book learning's
lucky.
important, but
Hey, are you guys hungry? Why don't we stop somewhere and get some lunch? Good idea. We'll need to keep our strength up for when we go exploring.
Hey, Turney, why don't you join us?
I'd be happy to. Thanks.
After that, we ate lunch together at a nearby restaurant.
Scootaloo and Turnin really hit it off.
Apple Bloom's just sitting there like, yeah.
Come on.
She got her
It
shipping
was
goggles on.
obvious you two really enjoyed each other's company. The only reason we stayed at that restaurant for so long was because y'all couldn't stop talking.
Shut up.
The more you try to hide it, the more obvious it gets, Scootaloo. So what happened after lunch?
See, that's the thing. For some reason, while we were talking, Turnin's mom showed up all of a sudden.
Their devotion.
She dragged Turning away without saying much. We never found out what was up.
Still, it was a shock to learn that his mom was our substitute teacher. No wonder she wants him to go to school.
Wait, hold on. His mom works for the school?
Uh-huh. She teaches class whenever Miss Cheerilee is unable to.
Huh. The more you know, I guess.
So, what did you three do after lunch?
Unfortunately, thanks to Scootaloo and Turnin, it was too late to go exploring like we wanted to. We went back to my place for a scheduled sleepover.
And what time was that?
I'd say it was probably around 3:30 p.m.
3:30. That was right around the time we got back from Manhattan.
Right. And we all went to the party straight after.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was why Applejack wasn't home when we got back.
Hmm?
As soon as we got back to Sweet Apple Acres, we left our capes and Scootaloo's scooter in front of our clubhouse. We went inside my house to find Applejack, but no one was home.
No one. What about Big Mac and Granny Smith?
That's a good point.
They're out visiting our relatives in the
Oh
Hollow
yeah, I
Shades.
think they mentioned that something
They've been
last time.
pretty distant as of late, so we're trying to reconnect with them. Applejack was gonna go instead of Big Mac, but she had to cancel last minute, so my brother had to go instead.
You didn't want to go?
If I hadn't already made plans with the CMC, I would've, but it It takes a couple days to travel to and from Hollow Shades, not including the time they plan on staying there for.
Applejack didn't cancel her travel plans just to welcome Mr. Right and the rest of us to this world, did she? It's not like we'd have minded if she said she was busy, after all.
Anyway, since Applejack wasn't home yet, we decided to go back to the clubhouse and wait for her. That's when we found that the scooter, wagon, and kids had been stolen.
Knew it.
So, it happened during the few minutes that you three took your eyes off them.
Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon must have been watching us, waiting until we left everything unattended.
So if they
One of the
stole
capes was
scooter,
missing.
the
What did they do,
wagon,
tear it up?
And the capes as part of a blackmail attempt, that must mean they left you a letter or something, right?
Yep, this one right here.
Wait, cut out letters from a magazine? People, ponies actually do this? I thought this was a thing that only showed up in movies.
Well, you'd be surprised the lengths someone will go to
Besides,
avoid
like,
having
no
their
one
identity revealed.
knew.
Hey there, blank flanks. In case you're wondering, your scooter, wagon, and capes are with us.
Like there was any doubt
If you
who
don't
it
want them to be
was.
destroyed. Come to the foot of the bridge leading to the castle of the Two Sisters at 10 tonight with a roll of that golden silk fabric. If you don't, or if you bring any adults with you, the capes will be ripped to shreds and the scooter and wagon will tumble to the bottom of the gorge?
Is this what held you back at the crime scene, Apple Bloom?
What do you mean, Twilight?
I highly doubt that Apple Bloom has just been carrying that blackmail letter around ever since this morning. In fact, I think she picked it up from somewhere. And the only time I wasn't keeping a close eye on her was just after we had left the crime scene.
When she
Oh,
lagged.
that's right.
Hold up. Where's Apple Bloom?
Huh?
She was right behind us a second ago.
I'm coming! I'm coming!
Yeah.
Apple Bloom, what were you doing?
Sorry, Twi. I didn't realize y'all were leaving already.
I knew that was suspicious when it happened.
Apple Bloom, you fell behind back then because you went to pick up this letter, didn't you?
Yeah, that's right. I saw that letter caught in some branches a little ways off from the crime scene. I figured that the wind had blown it there, and that the police hadn't found it yet. So, before they could, I took it with me.
Apple Bloom, you can't mess with a crime scene like that. It's a crime.
Sorry, Twi. I just wanted to protect Scootaloo.
Apple Bloom.
Well, at least we uncovered some new information.
So how did
Right.
Royal Order wind up
The
there?
blackmail letter made its way to the scene of the crime. And that was because of you, right, Scootaloo?
Yeah.
So, how did this all lead to Scootaloo going into the forest returning?
I don't know myself. When we found that letter, we decided it wasn't worth the trouble to go after Diamond and Silver. Not only is the Everfree Forest scary at night, and trust me, I know, but there ain't
Yeah,
even
you
a
would.
guarantee that we'd get our stuff back anyway. They'd probably try and make off with everything just to spite us.
But what about your capes? And the scooter?
Sweetie said that she could easily make new capes for us, just like she did before. And as for the scooter, Scootaloo agreed to let me build another one for her.
Build one?
But Scootaloo's the one who's good at that
I'm
stuff,
mighty
isn't she?
crafty when given the right materials. I even fixed up our entire clubhouse from one that was practically
That's
falling
true,
apart.
but Scootaloo actually stated,
Wow,
I thought, that
that's
she
impressive.
built her own scooter.
Thanks.
So she's the one who
Anyway,
built it in the first
after we
place.
settled on letting the whole blackmail thing go, Scootaloo suggested that we cancel the sleepover plans until the next day.
How long have we been recording for?
She said it would probably be
Ah.
better if we were in our own houses until this whole thing blew over.
Okay. Ah, my nose keeps itching. I'm going to stop the recording there for now. We've been going for about 30 minutes now, so this is a good stopping point. I mean, it's not a great stopping point video-wise, but I'll pick it up right where we leave off, so it won't really matter too much. I'm just, this took a turn I wasn't really expecting. I hope we get to see some of Diamond as a not such a bitch character, because Diamond's not a bitch. Her mom's a bitch. Diamond deserves better. Anyway, yeah. I'm gonna end this here. Can I? Wait a minute. Can I? Yeah, that works. That works all right. Right? That's okay. Yeah, there we go. That works. All right. I'm gonna end this part here. Do something about my itchy nose, and then come back and continue. So, I will see you in the next part. This may wind up being more than 3 parts because I did make the first part a little shorter than I thought I would. I don't know, we'll see. So, I will see you all in the next video. Harmonia Invictus.
Open your eyes, life is all around you. Don't have to be so alone. Take a good look at this world you found and breathe, now you're finally home.